Hello, you beautiful people out there, and welcome to another fantastic episode of Modded Minecraft Season 2. This is episode number 10, and can you believe it? We actually made it to 10 episodes. That's 10 whole weeks of publishing Minecraft videos, and I hope you guys are still enjoying it. I am definitely still enjoying it. I wanted to show you a couple quick things that I have done today. To start with, take a look at this monstrosity. I have started to move all of my storage. Well, I've increased my storage from one little drive here to 8 full disk drives and packed them full of 64 gig storage disks. And you can see all of these red lights here are actually drives that are full. And see a 37% full, just this whole group, 37% full. Another 30% there. I've got another 25% there, another 30% there. 37 seems to be a common number here. Anyway, I think that's coincidental. As you can see, I'm filling up in storage, and the reason I am filling up in storage is because of this. Remember a couple of weeks ago when we built our glorious chicken building. And I had to install this switch here because there's going to come a point where I'm just going to have too many resources collecting too fast from these chickens, and I'm going to run out of storage space. So I included this switch here, which basically just turns off the collection system. So the chickens will continue to produce materials, but they'll stay in their little roosts there. But when it's on like this, everything gets filtered into the actual storage system back there. I also installed this cool little thing. This is a player sensor. So what this does is it detects me as I'm walking up to my door and automatically opens the door and then automatically closes the door when I leave. Just one of those silly little things. Hey, look what else I did. I started to map out the the platform areas for some of the things I'm going to be adding in the future. I think I mentioned in a couple episodes ago that I want to put my fusion crafting system there. I'm not quite ready to build the fusion crafting system yet. And the reason is because these things, there's a process. There's a long process involved in doing these sorts of things. And there's a lot of tasks that kind of need to be taken care of before I can really get to that. I've also got a list of things to do here, and there's all these signs that are hidden behind sand. I'm trying to keep the mystery, so let's see what I've got here. Number 1 is tour. Well, I've already kind of given you the tour, so I guess that one's all right. Next, I have mystical agriculture. So this is something that I want to get started with today. And I say started because it's again going to be a big process. I've already mentioned mystical agriculture to you guys before, and I'll just kind of remind you, very similar to the way I have chickens right now, and the chickens lay lots of different items that are available in the game. I can actually create crops, magical crops, that will grow a lot of the items. And what's neat is that the items are different. So some things that are not available to be laid by chickens, are going to be available to be grown in the form of magical crops. But in order to do that, I'm going to need something called prosperity shards. And prosperity shards, well, this is going to be an issue. Let me show you something here. Prosperity shards. I have 9 of them right now. And unfortunately, there is no way to grow them or lay them or even clone them because they don't have a number associated with an EMC value for my Project E. The only way to get them is by mining. And you know how I feel about mining. I was really hoping to go this entire season without mining, but unfortunately I cannot. And that is why I have created this device right here, which is an elevator. Right down on the bottom I have what's called an elevator block, and if I stand on it here and shift down, I am now all the way down at Y level 10, where I have built this cool little structure. And I'm going to mine. I could just pick a direction, grab my pickaxe and start mining through here, but I don't want to do that, which is why I built these little guys. They're going to mine for me. These guys are from a mod called CC Tweaked or Computer Craft Tweaked. They are mining turtles. And you can program these guys, and I've gone ahead and taken the liberty to program them. I wrote my own little program specifically for mining, and it is called JJ Mine. And what it does is checks to make sure I have torches in my inventory because it's going to use them. And then I just tell it how many slots to mine, or how many, basically, places, how many blocks. Thank you. I'm just kind of losing my mind right now in terms of what I need to do. All three of them have this exact same program running. So I'm going to tell them all to mine 120 blocks. And I'm doing this pretty early in the episode because it's going to take a while for all of this. I just want them to dig me a nice trench, and then hopefully, with any luck at all, when they're done digging, they'll come back and fill up these chests with stuff. I'm going to have to break these blocks myself. Oh, so much mining. I hate this mining. But these chests will actually be where they deposit their resources when they are done mining them. So I'm going to fill up a bunch of stuff, and hopefully I get prosperity shards. That's the main thing that I actually want out of this whole deal. So I'm going to let them mine, and I'm going to go back to what I was doing, and that is showing off what's coming next in the episode. The next thing is sugar cane. So let me just show you the sugar cane farm. You guys have seen the sugar cane farm. Man, cannot talk, can't say words today. Sugar cane farm. So here's my sugarcane farm, and it is a manual farm at the moment where basically I have to come along and actually harvest this stuff. I was going to show you right now by breaking some sugarcane, but I realized just before I did that it actually will help me greatly to have the sugarcane at full height right now in order to do the thing that I want to do next, which is to automate the process of collecting my sugarcane. So let's get some of this stuff put away. And the way I'm going to automate this is by using something called a destructor, I believe. I hope that's what it's called. So this is very similar to an importer. I hope I have enough to make 64 of these things. Oh, I do. Good. I talked about importers a couple of weeks ago, and that is basically what you would use in order to take items out of a chest, for example. And I'm just going to grab that sand again. I need sand. In order to take items out of a chest and bring it into your refined storage system. The destructor does basically the same thing, but it will actually break blocks that are in front of it. So let's just lay down some blocks here. Oh, I know this is going to be an issue because I have to actually get up there somehow. There we go. And so what you can do here, and I think I'm just going to have to lay a bunch of these things down to start with. I knew that would happen. Okay, I've laid some sand all the way around this whole device, and now what I want to do is start plopping these destructors on top here. Now they're not powered at the moment, and oh man, I knew that would happen. And that is why they're not immediately breaking blocks, but I'm going to for sure be connecting these things up to my refined storage system, and then once they are connected, they will start to harvest the sugarcane. Alright, I've gone ahead and added the destructors on top of every single piece of sugarcane, and I've also connected them in the back with a piece of cable. I've also gone ahead and wired them all to this thing right here, which is called a relay. And the relay allows me to add a switch to it, like this, that I can turn on and off. That way, if I ever decide I don't want to harvest sugarcane anymore, it's just a matter of coming over here and flicking the switch off. It also has the added benefit that I can turn it off right now before I turn it on to show you the harvest in all its grandiose grandeur. That's not the words I was trying to use, but that'll do for now. These cables actually go all the way back to my refined storage system as well. It's all buried underneath this giant mountain here. So I've got a whole patchwork of cables under there, and someday I might dig it all up and show it to you, but probably not. You'll just have to take my word for it. For now, let's connect this thing and see what happens. So connect. There we go. We're all connected. And now, as soon as I flip the switch, we have harvested the top row of all of our sugarcane. And what's really neat, these are going to grow back, and every time they grow up to the full height, they will just get harvested. All right, we've done our tour, we've done our mystical agriculture and prosperity shards. Our mine is happening right now, down far below us. We've harvested sugarcane, automated the process of harvesting sugarcane anyway, and now we've moved on to this thing that starts with an A, and that is AUTOCRAFTING. That is actually why I've kind of left this big open sand pit right here. This is an 8x8 area, and eventually I'm going to fill this in with these devices called AUTOCRAFTers. And let's have a quick look at those right now. AUTOCRAFT. Oh, they're not called AUTOCRAFTers. They're just called crafters. And here's one right here. Made with a construction core, a destruction core, a couple advanced processors, and a machine casing. And let's just see how many we can get. Wow, I can actually get 64 of them. Well, that's convenient. That's actually exactly what I needed to fill this space. And ooh, it's night. Let's sleep. Oh, up on a bright, sunny Monday morning and ready to start the hard work day. So let's get rid of all this sand. I wonder if I can just, yep, that was easy. I love having mods like that. So, oh, now I'm kind of stuck in here though. So let's do this, and this, and this. And these are going to be my AUTOCRAFTers. And what do AUTOCRAFTers do? Well, they allow you to set up recipes. Recipes for what? Recipes for items. It's really cool. Instead of actually having to, go through the crafting process every time I want to build an item, if I make it memorize a recipe, it can build items for me. And I know that sounds kind of lazy, but it gets really cool when you get really complicated recipes. So for example, one of the things that I'm going to be needing are those 64K storage disks, or maybe things like solar panels that have multiple levels. So for example, if I wanted to make a solar panel 6, normally what I would have to do is build a bunch of solar panel 1s, then convert them into solar panel 2s, then convert those into solar panel 3s, all the way up. And it's actually crazy the amount of time and resources and energy it takes to actually do that. But when you set up AUTOCRAFTing, well, this is where the magic really happens. In order to do this, I'm going to need something called a pattern grid. And that is, I believe, this guy right here, made with a grid and a pattern. So let's just make a grid. There's one of those. And let's make a pattern grid, but I think I'm going to need a pattern first. Blank pattern, and then pattern grid. All right. Then we just need to figure out where we can put this thing. Well, I guess I could put it right here because this is the sign for AUTOCRAFTing, and I'm taking care of that right now. So I'm going to lose that block, aren't I? Oh, well, I guess I'll have to live with it. Goodbye, block. Goodbye forever. I was hoping it would actually spit out, but it didn't. So this pattern grid looks an awful lot like the crafting grid interface. The main difference is I can't actually craft items from there, but what I can do is craft patterns. That's these things right here. So let's make about 64 of them. And then we will stick the patterns in here. And now, if I wanted to make, I was talking about solar panels. So let's look at solar panels. This is a really good example here. Solar, nope, I need to sort this by this, solar panels. So as you can see, there's several generations of solar panels, and I was talking about solar panel 6 a second ago. Solar panel 6 is made like this. You need solar panel 5s as well as these photovoltaic cells. And let's just say, okay, I want to make a solar panel 5. Oh, now I need to make more photovoltaic cells. I need to make solar panel 4s, and for those I need a bunch of these, and for those I need a bunch of these, and for those I need a bunch of these, and what a nightmare it is to do that. So what I can do is just teach it some patterns. So for example, I'm going to need a pattern for a solar panel 1. I'm going to need a pattern for solar panel 2. I'm going to need a pattern for solar panel 3, etc., etc. And of course, all of the little subcomponents that go into all these things. So for example, to make a solar panel 1, not only do I need these raw resources, but I need mirrors. So how do I make a mirror? Like this. So let's memorize that pattern. And then for solar panel 2s, I need a pattern for a piston. So let's memorize that pattern. I'm going to go ahead and do a bunch of these patterns, and then I'll come back. All right, I finished making all these patterns. And if I hold down shift, you can actually see what all of these patterns are. I've got solar panels all the way up to 6. I've got mirrors and photovoltaic cells all the way up to 6. I've got block of iron and block of gold and clock and glowstone, and yeah, just a bunch of other components. So what do I do with all these patterns? Well, this is where these crafters come in. So I'm going to start over here, and I'm just going to start plunking these things in here like this, and I'm going to leave a little bit of room for expansion in the future, but for now I'm just going to plunk all these guys in here, and basically I have just taught my system how to make all of those things. So now, instead of having to go through that crazy process, I should just be able to type in solar. You can see that I can craft all the way up to solar panel 7. So let's click on craft. Let's just make one of those. Click start, and you can see that the start button is grayed out. That means I can't actually craft this. And why can't I? Oh, that's because I'm missing a couple things. I'm missing a block of quartz. So apparently the system doesn't know how to make blocks of quartz. Planks, it doesn't know how to make planks. And blaze powder, as well as dragon's breath. Well, that's going to be an issue. I haven't got to the point where I can collect dragon's breath because I need to go fight the ender dragon in order to do that. But the other things I can take care of. So let's do that. Block of quartz, blaze powder, and planks. So let's see. Quartz. Nope, I need to use this interface right here. So quartz. So a block of quartz is right here. So I can make that pattern. And then I need oak planks. So I have some planks in here, but I need a pattern for planks so that when it runs out, it knows how to make more. So there's that. And then I also need blaze powder. Now there's a couple different ways to make blaze powder. The easiest way to make blaze powder is just to stick it in your crafting grid, and you get 2 from every one. When I get more advanced mods cooking up for me, I'll be able to put this in a grinder and get 4 instead of just 2, but for now, 2 will do. This is just sort of the beginning here, so I'm going to sleep again. This is how long this takes from all day I spent crafting. All Minecraft day anyway, I spent crafting. Alright, here we go. Back to what we were doing, and that one's full, so let's go to the next one, and boom, boom, boom. There we go. Those things are in. And now if I go back to crafting solar panel 7s, so I'll tell it to craft one of those. Still grayed out, still missing dragon's breath, but that's the only thing I'm missing. So let's try crafting solar panel 6s instead, and let's make one of those. And whoa, look at that, I can actually make one. So I've got all the stuff. It even tells me like everything it needs. Look, it needs to craft 945 mirrors. So I didn't have to do the math on that. It already knows. It needs to craft 10 blaze powder. It needs to craft, 4 clocks. It's going to use 12 diamonds. Here's 12 diamonds and 198 lapis. If I click start, it's just going to plow through this thing. There's one other piece of equipment I need to build, and that is a crafting monitor. And I believe, let's see, where is that guy? Crafting storage, crafting grid, crafting monitor. This one right here. So I'm going to need a couple of those patterns for this. So let's just make 2 more of those. Crafting monitor. And if I plunk that in, I'm just going to break this sign because I know I need power. That's actually what I'm working on, power. I could just plug this right in there. And now you can actually see everything that's being crafted as it's being crafted. So it's crafting these mirrors, and it's crafting photovoltaic cell 1s, and it's crafting planks. It's actually going really slow though, so that's a problem. However, I do happen to know that I can make those speed upgrades. That's these things right here. And I can even make stack upgrades. So let's, actually I don't think the stack upgrades actually work with the crafters. So let's just stick these guys in here. So I need 4 of those, and 4 of those, and 4 of those, and 4 of those, and now let's see how my crafting is going. Oh, See, just like that, because I added all those upgrades, the crafting just finished. And if I look at my solar panels now, you can see I have 2 solar panel 6s all crafted up. What do I need solar panel 6s for? Well, nothing yet. I actually have plenty of power available, and that's, well, I can't see that from here. I can see it upstairs where I have my actual refined storage controller. But that is definitely going to come in handy to be able to build more solar panels in the future. As well as that's a good overview of how this this whole auto crafting thing is going to work. Let's go back down into the mine and take a look at how our turtles are doing. Look at that. They're digging away. They're automatically placing torches down as they dig. This is great. Let's just keep check. Whoa, here comes one now. What's it going to do? Gold finger. It's going to come back, and I believe it's going to deposit into this chest. So let's just take a look at the chest. It's already got lots of stuff in it. And there, it's dumping off what it's got. You can actually see it emptying its inventory here. And when it's done, oh, here we go. It's going back into the mine. So I've programmed these things so that whenever they actually fill up their inventories, they go back to work. They come back, empty things out. Look how good we're doing here. Very, very good. And the thing that I was actually looking for, right here, prosperity shards. So aside from all these other really kind of interesting things that they're collecting for me, this is really the only one I'm totally interested in. And I'm getting it without having to mine. Excuse me, sir. You are not supposed to spawn on Mushroom Islands. Oh, look at that. I'm actually in an ocean biome. I've mined all the way into an ocean biome. Well, that's a problem. Not that big a problem, because obviously that creeper is about to... There he goes, into the lava. Yeah, that's right. You die, sir. But yeah, this is a problem. Like, I'm apparently in some sort of ravine. Oh, look at that! I'm also in some sort of a mine shaft. Oh, this is cool. This is going to give me lots to explore down the road. Alright, blue steel is now done, as well as red October and gold finger. And let's see what they have collected. Alright, I've got 2 prosperity shards here. I've got, looks like no prosperity shards here. And, ooh, big winner, gold finger with the 8 prosperity shards. If you recall, my main goal for creating these turtles was to get some prosperity shards. And they have succeeded in helping me out. I mean, I know that seems kind of weird that I had to build 3 turtles and let them do all this digging just for 10 prosperity shards. But you know what? That's exactly what I was hoping for. Not 10 necessarily, but a good start to them. And so that is where I'm going to finish today. This episode is getting slightly long, and so I'm going to end right now. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I hope you enjoyed watching me build turtles and harvest sugarcane and set up auto crafting. And man, I've got a lot of things left to do in this series, and a lot of things on the horizon for next episode already, including that thing that I've been kind of putting off, which is completing the mob farm. So please tune in to my next episode next week and watch me build the mob farm in all of its glory. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you liked this video, I would love it if you would give me a like on this video. If you feel so inclined, you can also subscribe to this channel. The more subscribers I have, the better. Increases my ranks, gives me a better indication of who's watching my video, and gives me the motivation to make more videos. Not like I need it. I'm actually highly motivated to make videos right now, just because I like Minecraft. And I hope you guys like watching. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I won't keep you any longer. Have a great day. Bye-bye.